More and more states are taking statewide measures to ban or restrict the use of cell phones in schools. Hello, everyone, and welcome to or thank you for returning to this channel. For many years, schools have had rules and regulations governing the use of electronic devices, mainly computers provided by schools to both students and members of staff. The devices are not to be used to view or do activities that were not in accordance with the academic purpose for which the schools provided them. For students, the computers, be it desktop or laptops, the devices were used and remained at the school with few exceptions. Additionally, the devices themselves had restrictions built in. For example, access to certain sites were blocked. Even when students were supplied with Chromebooks to take home during the COVID lockdown, the same rules and regulations applied. However, when it comes to students' cell phone, things are very different. For one thing, the phones are owned by the students or at least provided by their parents or guardians. As more and more students continue to bring cell phones to school, schools made rules prohibiting cell phone and or their use in schools. Not too long ago, if a student was caught using cell phones or other electronic devices brought from home, the device would be confiscated until it could be reclaimed by a parent. Not anymore. Students with cell phones are now commonplace in schools from elementary right through the upper grades, especially the upper grades. And while some schools may have rules banning the use of cell phones during school hours, the effectiveness of those rules depend on whether or not the rules are enforced with fidelity and whether administration backs up the enforcement. After all, when it comes to school rules, consistency does matter, and that is not always the case. In some cases, instead of enforcing their own rules, schools try to come up with ways to accommodate students that continue to break their rules. For example, providing magnetic locking pouches to store students' mobile devices. Remember, the student has to first give the device to the school in order for it to be locked away in a magnetic pouch. So the use of cell phone continues, as do the problems, challenges, and defense concerning their use in school. Well, the states are now stepping in to address this issue by instituting statewide policy that either ban or restrict cell phone use in school or at least require school boards to develop policy to manage the use of cell phones during school hours. It began with Governor Ron DeSantis of the state of Florida in 2023 through House Bill 379, which became law. Another example is Governor Glenn Youngkin of Virginia, who did the same through Executive Order 33. Other states, such as Arkansas, Delaware, California, Oregon, New Jersey, Ohio, and many more, have taken similar stands on the use of cell phones in schools. But why? Why the restrictions? The common reasons usually stated according to research falls generally in three categories: academic distractions, pro-social development, and three, safety. Before we continue, please like, subscribe, share, and click the notification bell. Your support of this channel is greatly appreciated. Now back to our discussion. If the states can put forth cell phone bans or restrictions for the reasons mentioned, you can most certainly put forth your own cell phone rules concerning school hours for the students in your home. When, where, how, and for what it can be used, and most importantly, the consequences for not following your rules. In light of this, let us briefly look at the three categories of reasons stated: academic distractions, pro social development, and safety. Keep in mind, this is just a brief discussion, not a comprehensive one. I encourage you to do your own research on the topic. First up, academic distraction. There are students that have the discipline to have a cell phone in close proximity to them in the classroom, whether in their pocket or in school bags, who will not interact with the device for the duration of the class. Do you have such students in your home? If yes, that's very good. You have well-disciplined students in your home, at least as far as the use of cell phone during school goes. If no, then you may have students who will be continuously distracted from what is going on in the classroom during instructions. They are not likely to participate, be attentive, or engage during class. Whether by a lot or by a little, they are likely to be distracted from the task at hand by texting, watching videos, searching the internet, etc., during a period when they are supposed to be paying attention to instruction and other classroom related activities. In other words, learning, which is the primary reason for attending school. Such distractions will have negative impact on their academic effort and achievement. Next up, pro-social development. There are students that have the discipline to utilize their cell phones only, for example, planning or for checking their schedules during school hours and leaving all other cell phone communication until after school. During school, they are able to participate in face to face communication with their peers, participate in activities during recess. They are able to refrain from trying to cheat using their phones, refrain from intruding upon the privacy of others by photographing or recording them without their knowledge or permission, all during the school day. Again, do you have such students in your home? If yes, that's very good. If no, then you have students who may be developing habits that may limit and or hinder their prosocial development. And the final category, safety. Because of the dangerous attacks that schools have experienced from intruders in this country, students using cell phones in school has factored into safety concerns for both parents and schools. Therefore, under this category, instead of going through the safety argument, we will talk about some of the measures taken by schools to address safety concerns. 1. Practically every staff member in the building has a cell phone. Some schools even provide every staff member with a cell phone. The phone is used to communicate many things, including safety alerts. Schools still have PA systems, that's the public announcement systems, and classrooms are equipped with phones. 2. Everywhere students are supposed to be or are allowed to be during school, staff members are present and or close by. In classrooms, lunchrooms, recess, libraries, hallways, gymnasiums, etc., school employees are present and or close by. 3. Schools utilizes code words or code phrases to communicate different kinds of alerts. 4. Schools have and do practice several safety drills multiple times throughout the school year. These include fire drills, lockdown drills, shelter in place drills, active intruder drills, and depending on where you live, there are weather drills, for example, tornadoes and earthquake drills. If you're not sure what your particular school has in place, just ask the school administration. So what do you think? Should cell phones be banned or not banned, or should there be some middle ground? Do you have your own cell phone rules? Please join in the conversation by leaving a comment. Remember, a proof of learning is application. Thank you.